It seems like every day there's a news story about another data breach. Millions of customer records stolen, secret company information leaked. Many organizations think they won't be affected. Until they are. Today, we'll discuss ransomware, its definition, tactics, effectiveness, and what victims can do to protect themselves. Ransomware is malware that targets important files, encrypts them, and then holds the files ransom until the victim pays a specified amount. Attackers will use a number of ways to infiltrate a system. A popular method is email spam or targeting email campaigns. A typical attack involves sending out email spam to a large list and hoping someone opens an attachment or clicks a link that will download malware. For targeting email campaigns, attackers will use an email template that is designed to represent a business that the victim already has a relationship with, to make the email look less fraudulent. Another method of attack is social engineering, where a hacker will call into a company impersonating the IT department and try to convince an employee to click a link. This may be under the guise of resetting a password or updating software, but the reality is that the hacker is directing the employee to a malicious site to download malware. Malware installation tools and botnets are more sophisticated attacks. A popular hacker method is to load malware onto something an employee would carry into the building, like a disk, flash drive, or mobile device. Once the employee connects the infected device to the network, a breach can occur. Once the malware is active on the system, it will attempt to connect to a CNC server, which is a command and control server outside of the network on the internet set up by the hacker. Once connected, the malware will download the rest of the program and encryption software. To achieve this, the malware will first attempt to gain administrator control of the firewall. Most firewalls have preventative measures in place, but hackers will attempt to defeat them because doing so grants complete control. As soon as they have control, hackers will open ports that are otherwise closed in a firewall, and they will also disable the access control lists. Once the ransomware program is fully loaded onto the system, it's going to target important files like .doc, .xls, .pdf, images, videos, and music, and then it's going to encrypt them. Once that is complete, the victims are presented with a pop-up screen that's going to contain a ransom demand. If the victim pays the ransom, the criminal claims that they will send them a private key which will decrypt all of the files. Ransomware is considered to be the fastest growing cyber threat since the beginning of 2016. According to Infoblox's DNS Threat Index, ransomware attacks increased by 350% between 2015 and 2016. In that time, ransomware has proven to be a profitable and convenient attack method. According to Cyber Threat Alliance, the ransomware group known as CW3 had collected an estimated $325 million in ransom in 2016 alone. And ransomware is so convenient that there are actually ransomware as a service sites and campaigns popping up on the internet. The most popular ones are known as CryptoWall v4 and TeslaCrypt. Customers simply have to provide some information about the target company's network, and these groups will perform the ransomware attack for a share of the profits. Ransomware's worldwide total was estimated at over $2 billion in 2016. Since ransom demands vary greatly, and not all attacks are reported, it's difficult to provide an average. The ransom demand may vary based on the value of the data being encrypted. The hacker may appraise the data and determine what the victim would be willing to pay for it. Some hackers will attack individuals at home and demand as little as $500, and in some cases less, while other ransoms have been as high as $20,000. When dealing with a ransomware hacker, it's important to remember that there are no guarantees. No one knows for certain that the hackers will honor their end of the bargain after the ransom has been paid. Furthermore, ransomware is so prevalent and accessible on the dark web that a ransomware hacker may not be aware of any bugs in the program they're using. So even if they do provide a decryption key, there's no guarantee that it will work. Knowing all that, a ransomware victim still has to answer the basic question: should you pay the ransom? Unfortunately, when the data is valuable enough and you are out of options, the answer is yes. But before that, there is recourse that is worth exploring. Two websites that can help are nomoreransom.org and bleepingcomputer.com. Together, these two organizations have saved over 10,000 victims and over $2 million since launching in 2016. A ransomware victim will provide these groups a sample encrypted file, and they will attempt to identify the organization behind the encryption and search for a decryption key. Admittedly, the success rate is between 20 and 30%, but these organizations are still worth exploring. Furthermore, these sites offer open forums with professional IT security volunteers who are willing to discuss possible solutions. Of course, prevention is always the best solution to ransomware, and it starts with data backup. Backing up data should be a top priority for everyone. The best practice is to back up data overnight on a daily basis. That way, if a ransomware attack occurs, the totality of the loss is contained within one day. Backups should be stored on a separate network or in a separate facility altogether. Other necessary preventative measures include next-generation firewalls, next-generation intrusion prevention, antivirus, and anti-malware software, which should all be in place at both the network border as well as the endpoint to help prevent day zero attacks by providing indication of compromise lists. This way, users can be alerted if a file begins behaving erratically even after being accepted as clean. An email security solution will prevent spam and malware-infected attachments from coming through, and a web security solution can scan domains and websites for possible issues before exposing your system to them. Ingram Micro Professional and Training Services also provides two very relevant services with penetration testing and network threat assessment. In a penetration test, Ingram Micro employs ethical hackers to attack a customer's IP address, find where the security gaps are, and report where security needs to be tightened up. In a network threat assessment, Ingram Micro will insert a next-generation firewall appliance into a customer's network and set it to a monitor-only state to monitor traffic against a list of known threats. False positives and bandwidth requirements will be non-issues. After a period of 5 to 10 days, a report will be generated showing what threats were caught by Ingram Micro as compared to what the customer's current security solution caught. Ransomware is a dangerous threat to all organizations and must be taken seriously. Fortunately, defenses are available, and there are options for victims. The information in this video was provided by Kevin Switzer. To reach him, please contact kevin.switzer@ingrammicro.com. Thank you.